was your response, Phil Mudd?
A couple surprises. Let me give you one bottom line. As a former government official, government's going to kill this guy.
Paul Watson is serious. You'll hear him here. You'll see him here. You'll see him, I guess, when we post videos to Facebook. But he is leaving YouTube because they have blocked or removed most of his videos. So YouTube is censoring 90+% of the conservatives, of the libertarians, not just demonetizing. Diamonds and Silk, really sweet, smart, great ladies, funny, really positive, bubbly. They've been banned. They've been demonetized. People say, well, leave YouTube. It's a monopoly. It's had monopolistic practices. It advertises as a free town square. You bring the YouTube, and then they selectively enforce it. They let leftists say, kill us. That's okay. They're now taking down conservative sites. If you show a Hitler clip and say, we've seen the dangers of big government before, then they say, you're a Nazi, and remove. This has happened to, Paul gives examples. This is happening to professors and people. They go, oh, you're a Nazi. And you go, the clip is of us saying we shouldn't repeat what the Nazis did. But even if you were, you should have that free speech. But see, that's how that works. It's everybody. So we're going to be talking to Paul Watson in a moment, but he wrote the story that's up on Infowars.com. Thanks to YouTube, we're able to see without watching CNN on a regular basis. We're able to have the viewers, human intelligence, flag it, post it, bring it to us. But oh, don't worry, CNN won't take down the high-level CIA official who also works for CNN. This isn't some CIA guy like Anderson Cooper that just does it because it impresses his friends. CIA analyst on Trump, the government's going to kill this guy. Well, who is that analyst? It's Philip Mudd, who ran the CIA's torture operations. They call it enhanced interrogation. Rough interrogations. Yeah, I guess next time I shoot an elk, right in the head, that's an intense interrogation. And the whole point is that this is the killing end, the torturing end of the CIA. Okay, this isn't the Anderson Cooper wing of it, and it's the Democrat-controlled operative who was brought in by the Democrats, his appointments by Democrats, and then Mueller, the globalist operative, put him in over a new department at the FBI under Obama, basically having the CIA begin to take control of the FBI. This is incredible. Under the guise of creating a counterterrorism information center. And he is the one, in this context, we're going to Paul, as they build towards this coup, the censorship is hundreds of times what it's ever been conservatively. It's massive. Google, Facebook, Twitter are admitting censoring. They're censoring the president's tweets. They're blocking his son's tweets. They're blocking Drudge, sending out jobs numbers from CNBC, saying this is improper content. I mean, you know when they're moving that they go to levels of censorship that totally discredit them and makes the public turn against them because they don't have a choice because they've decided to try to have an authoritarian takeover. And they're going to try to sell that to the military and sell it to the police. But the good news is the military and police have woken up to a lot of this. And so this is amazing time to be alive, but they don't care. Just like they had Madam President stuff already printed up that she was going to be the president. And they had fake photos. Here she is winning that night. All fake. Because they're that confident. You analyze this thing, and I talk to people that have overthrown governments, been involved in analyzing coups. This is not a good prospect for these people. I mean, what are they going to do when they've all been saying kill the president, and then they killed him? They've got imams saying kill gay people, cut women's genitals off, literally. They've got imams on YouTube praising the Pulse nightclub massacre, but Paul Watson is having his videos removed and blocked on modern art being funded by the CIA, and he shows The CIA admitting that they want ugly art and ugly culture. That's why they're mad. Because who do you think runs Google? And when I say CIA, I mean the big foundations that control it. The leftist, globalist, anti-human people that are at the top. We're going to Paul Watson, but here's the clips. Here's Trump making a joke about, Russia closing some of the embassies to the U.S. as a retaliation. He goes, oh, well, I guess we've got some layoffs. We've cut some cost here because Trump's been cutting government everywhere. They turn that into some insult to the people at the State Department and the CIA people that are obviously there, as if people don't know that. And it's this little temper tantruming baby that wants to be more popular with his colleagues like Brennan and others that are on TV saying we're going to have a coup the next few months outside of the Constitution, outside of impeachment. He's going to be gone soon. I've never heard of something this crazy. I mean, hell, they might just have Trump on a podium and just have somebody, maybe Hillary walks up and just shoots him right in the head. Then we just put a crown on her head right there and everybody falls down and calls her Madam President. I mean, that's absurdist. Sounds like Monty Python. But they're doing this. And then Trump is sitting there surrounded by a bunch of cowards, most of them that are having drinks with the deep state, going, we'll keep you around once we take over. Hey, how's that deal going? People that just want money and position they've stolen and who want to squat over America and squat over flyover country that they've been parasitically feeding on and that they hate. Like Lloyd Blankfein putting out tweets going, China's got better infrastructure and I'm moving everything over there and America's a joke. That's Goldman Sachs that's used American power to take over the world, literally crapping on us and rubbing it in. So we're going to talk to Paul Watson about this in a moment. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is what Trump actually said, and then the response saying the government is going to kill this guy. Here it is.
Mr. President, do you have any response to the Russian president expelling 755 workers from our embassy?
No, I want to thank him because we're trying to cut down on payroll. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm very thankful that he let go of a large number of people because now we have a smaller payroll. There's no real reason for them to go back. So I greatly appreciate the fact that they've been able to cut our payroll for the United States. We'll save a lot of money.
Mr. President, was it
What was your response, Phil Mudd?
A couple surprises. Let me give you one bottom line. As a former government official, government's going to kill this guy. He defends Vladimir Putin. Their State Department and CIA officers are coming home. And at Langley and in Foggy Bottom, CIA and State, they're saying, this is how you defend us?
And Phil, before, I want to ask you a question, but Phil, just to reiterate, obviously, when you're talking about killing, you're using that as a metaphor. You're not talking about. I just
what I'm saying is government. People talk about the deep state. When you disrespect government officials who've done 20 or 30 years, they're going to say, "Really? You Vladimir Putin sends officers home, and you support him before you support us?"
I just want to underline, Amanda.
Sickening, evil spin by a guy that never killed anybody. He doesn't do the torturing. He just sits around and gets off on the power that he directed those programs and then directed the takeover of the FBI by the CIA for Obama in this deep state coup. And then he's on CNN trying to show off and blurting out what they've got planned, what they're setting up. So the president needs to move against this guy. And, is this America? Is this who we are? You got a guy saying we're going to kill the president. What would you do if you saw Mudd walking down the street now? I feel guilty as a man that I am not getting in a car and going to try to have a talk with this fella. Because, at some point... These people have to understand, you're not America. You don't get to run the shots anymore. You don't get to sell us out to China and everybody anymore. We're not going to bring in your 80% military-age men to repopulate America, you anti-American. We are not putting up with you anymore. And I'm obviously not going to do anything violent. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I couldn't even probably, beat up a child. I would never do anything to anybody. The whole point is that they're the ones calling for violence. They're the ones constantly pushing it. And how far will it go when somebody that's run divisions of the real killers, not him, is now saying it. I mean, this is a clear and present danger with the history, the means, the know-how, the connections, deep state, the Clintons, Mueller, saying this on TV. It's like having a child molester next door to your house, and he moves in, and then he says he's going to rape your kids, and you just sit there and don't do anything about it. It's the same thing. I mean, this is what this guy does. This is what, overthrowing, killing, torturing, and he's on TV on a propaganda network, breathlessly saying the deep state's going to kill him, and he also says that he wants to kick Trey Gowdy's butt. We're going to play that clip. But Paul Watson, thank you for joining us here today. You know, it's cold in the studio, but I start sweating when I get this. It's not this angry. My metabolic system starts really kicking into gear here when you see a capo of Murder Incorporated that's supposed to be focused at bad guys like Kim Jong-un and Al-Qaeda in America going, we run things, we'll kill the president, you're going to do what we say. And Clapper saying, shut your mouth, president. And Schumer, you shut your mouth, president. We got 7 ways to take you out. And it's always the little wimps that tell the people to go do the killing that are the ones that want to push it and think they're God. Paul, what do you make of this?
I mean, it's incredible, Alex. You mentioned just that this is nothing new. Chuck Schumer implied the same thing before, was it even, you know, before Trump even took office, when he said they've got 7 ways from getting back at you. Now, watch that clip again and notice when Jake Tapper gets all flustered and realizes what's going on, he comes back to him and says, oh, you mean metaphorically? And he like says, yeah, well, dismisses it, and then goes on to double down by pointing out, oh, the deep state's going to be really pissed off with him now that he's said this. So he doesn't even deny it. He doubles down.
He does the proviso. He does the proviso. It'd be like if somebody said, go to Mudd's house, which I'm not saying this, go to Mudd's house and kill him because he's a traitor and deserves it. But then you add, oh, but I'm just being metaphorical. But he's really a bad guy and needs to, you know, be found hanging from his neck, which I'm not really saying. But see.
Now, bear in mind, Alex, Pastor Rodney Brown, who merely said, I spoke to a congressman who warned me that they're going to try and take out Trump. No, that wasn't a direct threat at all. It was a warning. It was an attempt to protect the president. He got a Secret Service visit. Is this guy going to get a Secret Service visit? I mean, in the very least, he needs to come out with a full public statement right now, retracting, apologizing, because this is absolutely bizarre, the fact that he would come out with this. But again, it shows how brazen they are now and how up on the high horse they think they are with this Russian collusion crap, even as it collapses. I mean, The Nation, a big left-wing publication, came out yesterday and admitted there's no evidence, which is why they're literally now going after apartments that Trump rented to Russians 6 years ago and trying to get him on that, because there's no evidence whatsoever. They're starting to panic. And now these threats are becoming more known. But I mean, Alex, they must be just completely bombarded. I mean, the Secret Service, when you have the mainstream media legitimizing violence against the president, they just must be dealing with threats multiple times daily. You had people scaling the White House fence over and over again. You had people within the Secret Service saying they wouldn't protect Trump, like Obama loyalists saying they wouldn't even protect Trump. They must be completely overwhelmed at the moment. And that's why, you know, way before he even became the front runner for the GOP, Trump was wearing a bulletproof vest. That's why he never buttoned up his suit jacket. We broke that story first through Roger Stone. So, I mean, they've been dealing with this for over 2 years now. Now it's literally being paraded out on CNN. Oh, but we're bad because we say we don't want a civil war.
By the way, Trump's telling the Secret Service he wants to walk at the front of motorcades. He wants to do more rallies. He's countermanding them in doing that. And it's not that he wants to die, but he's very fatalistic. Trump is committed. He doesn't care what happens. He's all in. That is so manly. He is delivered. He is so good. And I have to say it. I just cannot. I am ashamed that he isn't getting more support. This is everything we ever asked for. And we've got the dug-in evil government trying to block the reforms to make the country successful and decent again, when we see how it's just coming back from the dead with just a few things he's gotten done. And they are just howling and screaming and everywhere saying, we've got an ongoing operation. He'll be gone the next few months, and it's not going to be, you know, through impeachment or grand juries. They're saying in Congress, yes, get ready. He's going to be killed. You better get behind us going after him. See, it's chicken and the egg. They're saying we're going to take him out. So they're going and asking Congressman, what are you going to do? I've gotten these phone calls. What are you going to do when this happens? Because you just need to stand down and not do anything, okay? No, that's how they get us all. It's how the Bolsheviks were able to take over all of Russia, okay? Incrementally. Was always, oh, getting this group to appease, then they'd kill them later. No, you do not appease bullies, thugs, terrorists, scum. We're standing against Obama and Hillary and the Islamicists and MUD and all of them. We're done. We're done. We're on the bridge. We're not getting off the bridge. You want to come through us. We're here. You're going to do it in front of God and country and everybody else. You want to fight? Better believe you got one. And now, what do we do, Paul? What do we do as they're organizing the coup, pushing it, preparing it, selling it, getting us ready for taking over the government, having new elections, which we'll never have real elections again? This is it. We're winning. That's why they're this desperate. What do we do? What does Trump do? I mean, Sessions... There should be grand juries. You can get grand juries all over this country with this information to SWAT team all these people for their records. You know they're all plotting the killing. They're so arrogant, they're out on TV plotting it. I want them all arrested now. I'm tired of this garbage. They want to kill the president and talk about it on TV? We are coming for them.
Well, the key is, Alex, the thing that's stopping it is us talking about it. That's the main thing. You've had Savage come out and say there's going to be a coup. You've had Limbaugh come out and say it. Then you've got people like Chuck Todd on NBC News who reads this memo, you know, for which McMaster fired all these people talking about Islamists and globalists and the fact that they're trying to take America down. Perfectly logical and sensible. And he's like, this is such a dark conspiracy theory. No wonder they all got fired. This is bizarre. You read the memo, it's just Islamists and globalists hate America. They want America to fail. Completely makes sense in the course of history and, you know, modern reasoned debate for the past 10, 15 years. And they're like, oh, my God, this is completely insane.
They are the greatest Judas Iscariot.
The state exists.
They're the biggest Benedict Arnolds the world's ever seen. They are the bad guys of the bad guys, blowing up their own golden goose because they're jealous of it and want to pee-pee on it to show how big they are. Stay there, Paul. Let's talk about the censorship.
Survival Shield X2 Nascent Iodine. If you're interested in healthy thyroid, if you're interested in well-being, if you're interested in having a higher IQ, which this has been linked to, get your powerful Survival Shield X2 at InfoWarsStore.com.